All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. You heard Taylor there. All right, we're excited, and we're going to continue to try to do this throughout the football season. Maybe at some point we have this on video, and it is the Meathead Quad Box. But we're going to welcome on our Meathead brethren here. Now, bear with us, right? You got 4 meatheads trying to figure out a 3-way call. I didn't know that that was still something that you could actually do. Haven't tried one of those since middle school. Look, one of us meatheads is a professor of finance, but he's not here. He's in Ohio, so we're going to pot him up. Let's see if we have our guys, A.J. Hawk and Bobby Carpenter. Fellas, did we got you?
Yes, sir. You got me.
Oh, we got Bobby.
I'm here as well.
Oh, yes. Look at us. Oh, you put 4 meathead brains together, you get half a brain cell, and here we are, fellas. I am glad to have you on the show. How fired up for college football, Bobby? I got to start with you. I mean, your boots on the ground. Like, you've got the game of the week in your backyard. You're going to be riding the bikes down to Ohio Stadium to check out the Buckeyes and the Longhorns. How fired up are we for the game of the week?
Oh, this is a game you've been waiting all offseason for, guys. You've been talking about transfer portals, NIL, house settlement, court cases, all that nonsense. Now you finally get a chance to see some actual football. It started last night with some great games on there. I know Hess and I were talking about the South Florida Bulls and Alex Golish getting it done, but tomorrow you get the main entree right off the bat. Full slate of games Saturday, full Sunday, and then a little entree on Monday night as well. But that noon kick, it is beautiful in Columbus, Ohio. We call it the San Diego of the Midwest because of the weather. You get about like 18 good days a year, and thankfully we're in that sweet spot right now where we're in one of those nice little San Diego days where I'm sitting outside. It's about 65 degrees, no humidity, and this is what it's supposed to be like all through the weekend. So a beautiful day to watch some football, take it in, and there should be no elements of weather that are impacting what should be a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I think Columbus and San Diego, they pretty equal climates over there, so that's a good. Yeah. So AJ, so you're on the road right now. So I'm assuming you're headed to the McAfee show. Where are y'all headed right now? So what's the plan for the Friday for this season on game day before game days?
Yeah, Pat was just getting in town, and he has game day stuff, and we're going to do a show from inside the stadium. Actually, it's not like an outside full show with people there and all that. It'll be just Pat and I actually at the desk, I think, and somewhere inside Ohio Stadium, and have a few guests stop by. I think maybe Vince Young is in town. I think he might hopefully stop by, and we'll see who else we can wrangle up. But yeah, like Bobby said, just a beautiful day, great time for football. I don't know what it's like down where you guys, probably 100 degrees and still super humid, but it's beautiful here in Ohio, and we're excited. We're excited about football starting.
Yeah, well, we got a high of 91 today, so it's actually starting to cool down. But so y'all are going to be in the stadium, not the crowd, so you don't have to live and national television miss a bunch of basketball shots anymore from the desk.
Well, Flinter, that's the great thing. That's a tough shot. I'm not going to lie. From an elevated position, shooting down in a windy conditions, I think I've made one almost everywhere where Godwin actually has had to shoot it. Sometimes it's taken me 3, 4, 5, 6 shots to get there. But, yeah, I've made a few of them. But today I doubt – you never know, actually. Who knows? If we find a hoop, I might be shooting on it. You never know. I can miss 10 or 12 today.
Bob, I want to also know, since both of you are going to be there, if, a certain Michigan fan that, is the owner of a pretty big sports company, I didn't know if you were going to be maybe the tour guide there, Bob, and kind of show him around Columbus and just let him know.
Well, the best part is the guy that played between us, Mr. Anthony Schlegel, who used to be a strength coach here at Ohio State,
Yep.
He's in charge of security for the weekend. They tapped him, and he is a big proponent of no trespassing. You saw what happened about a decade ago when one of the students got a little out of pocket. Schlegs, he's about 10 years older, but I've been training him. We've been doing some of the kinetic drills, make sure his lateral movement's so good he can still sink his hip and square guys up. So I think he feels pretty good about the fact that if someone enters the stadium that's, is not permitted to be there, maybe not really all that welcome, that he'll be able to shut that down in a hurry, Hess.
Bobby, are you going to be walking around the tailgate in the pregame tomorrow? Are you going to be walking around with the meta glasses, kind of recording everything? Just a live feed of Bobby walking around with his meta glasses.
You know, it's amazing. I've got him on right now. I mean, I didn't realize he was going to be driving. I was fully anticipating the Stallions out there, to be cruising. That's the new name of them, by the way. Like, there's only one name for the meta glasses. They're the Stallions. So I've got them on, and I did not think about that. That's a great way. I've always kind of wanted to GoPro myself when I've been, hydrating before a game, because there's little parts that become omitted, and you get to where the tape gets cut. And so maybe I just put these bad boys on and cruise on around. It'll be like me watching myself and getting to experience it all one more time the next day.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the stories about that. I'm sure AJ will have some as well. AJ, how you feeling about the game? I've asked Bobby about it over on Meathead Radio, but how you feeling? I mean, Buckeyes, national champ, welcoming Texas, the number one team. The first time, AJ, the number one team in the preseason AP poll has ever been an underdog in the opening game, and it's against the Buckeyes. How you feeling about the matchup?
Man, I feel pretty good. I mean, that's the thing right now. We don't really know what either team is going to be. There's so many guys that are going to be playing that don't have a ton of experience, but they're super talented. But no, I feel good. I know Ohio State, we had to basically get a couple new coordinators. Matt Patricia, I'm excited to see what the defense looks like under the helm of he and Brian Hartline on the offensive side. But Arch Manning, like, I'm sure you guys are intrigued by that. The guy's awesome. I love how he carries himself, how he plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles everything with Ohio State. It'll be loud for sure, but nothing Arch can't figure out or hasn't been in front of. The guy's been in some huge games in his life, but it'll be. I mean, talk about a test thrown in there as the first time, really, as you're like the main starter of the Texas Longhorns, and you come into Ohio State, and it's going to be awesome, man. I think it's going to be a fast-paced, high-flying game. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know. What do you guys think it's going to be a high-scoring game or one of those weird low-scoring, like, early season games?
Yeah, so I know if A.J. Hawk and Bobby Carpenter were taking the field for Ohio State with a guy like Arch Manning coming into town, I know y'all would probably like to get together and talk about sending a little bit of a message to him early on. Does Ohio State have some linebackers right now that kind of fit the mold of what y'all were for so long at Ohio State? You have some guys that y'all have kind of you would take under your wing if you could and say, this is one of our brothers?
Yeah, they've got some great guys up there, Flinner. I mean, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, 6'3", 6'4" guys, 240 pounds, can run. They check all the boxes. And then a third guy's going to be rotating in with them. A little shorter, Peyton Pierce, about 6'1.5". But all those guys, they get to the ball. They've got bad intentions. The biggest thing is they can run well and they can do a lot of things. And so if you have versatile linebackers, which I'd like to think that we had some position versatility, you can get those guys up on the edge. You can change up your fronts. You can change up your coverages, and to really try to keep the quarterbacks guessing. And then above all else, the guys have great personality. They've got a great sense of humor because, as Age can tell you, Flinner, I mean, you were in the locker room with them. I mean, you've got to be able to have some fun on the field. Things got to get a little weird. You got to try to psych your opponents out by doing some things that, may make them ask some deep questions about themselves and really what they're into in their life.
That makes a good team. It really does. Like, take some deep dives.
I am nervous. I am nervous for what Bobby said, AJ.
Oh, no, don't be. See, Bob, what I realized early on my freshman year is Bob, I think I've told you guys, like, Bob is the best ever at pumping the crowd. Like, no matter what, Bob's going to be doing the Hulk Hogan, putting his hand to the ear, one hand to the ear, the other one pumping him up. All game long, but most people, their shoulders would get tired for pumping the crowd up. And Bob would, I would love talking to Bob in between plays when he'd be like, hey, watch this. Hold on, here we go. You got to get him going, coach. And he'd look at me and just start pumping the crowd. And he would just, at random times, like the dude would be, like a QB could be in the middle of his cadence, and Bob didn't care. He's going to stand up. He's playing like a stand-up D-end outside Sam backer. He's going to stand up, and he's going to point out individual people that he's tied in the crowd and start getting them going so they feel really, like, weird. Like, hey, this number 42 stood up and actually looked at me. I'm up in C-deck a mile away. He pointed at me and told me to get up and start cheering. So Bob will guilt people into cheering.
Is he just like waving his hands up to the side, like pumping it up that way? Or is he holding his hands like prolonged like a waiter carries a tray and pushing straight up? Like, which one does he do?
both. He's kind of raising the roof every once in a while. Sometimes he'll raise the roof with it. Sometimes he does the old school pump the crowd. But I tell you what, like, he plays that crowd like a fiddle. 105,000 people. He's got it eaten out of the palm of his hand.
Now, Bobby, were you a towel helicopter guy on the sideline too when the offense was out there?
No, listen. Hey, all my pumping the crowd fun was reserved for on the field. Like, you don't want to be pumping the crowd when your offense is out there. Like, they're going to cheer for the big plays. I tell these guys here defensively, you want them to cheer. You've got to let them know. Like, they're coachable, but you've got to really instruct them and kind of bring them there with you. It's a symbiotic relationship. Like, you feed off them, they feed off you, and you get so damn excited just being out there, being a part of it. I mean, where else can you be down in the arena in front of 100,000 people, and when you throw your hands up in the air, they're coming off of their seats and going to get going? Like, that's a very brief moment of your life. And once that's done, man, like, no one cares now. I can't walk into a stadium and do that. I can't walk into an airport and start pumping the crowd and people start cheering. But they'll probably put me in a straitjacket.
You got to win the crowd, like Maximus.
You got to win the crowd. AJ, for Bobby this weekend, if I was to set the line on number of times he's randomly going to take his shirt off, and if I set the line at 3, are you taking the over or the under?
Oh, I mean, it depends how the weekend is, but if it's, I'm always taking the over if you're giving me Bob taking his shirt off. I mean, but that's something he could do too, take his shirt off and whip the shirt around too to pump the crowd. So maybe he'll do it inside the – I don't know if he's ever done that in the crowd in the stadium. That'd be impressive, Bob, if you could do that. You could run around the perimeter of the stands and get people going.
See, this is why my wife doesn't go to games with me anymore, guys. She doesn't like that. I was trying to entice her. I've got 4 tickets plus my media pass. And I was like, dear, why don't we take the 3 oldest kids and you can be my date? And she's like, no, just let one of the kids bring a friend. And I'm like lobbying her. She doesn't like to go to games with me. And I'm like, I'm the same dude you really married, 20 years ago. So I don't know what we're complaining about.
Bob, is the Carpenter HVAC company still got the flexing Bobby Carpenter on the scoreboard? It's a real question.
Yeah, he's still hanging out there trying to work on his guns. The best part is when it's a caricature, you always stay the same size and you never lose your hair. So like, I love looking at that guy. It's aspirational goals,
All right, so AJ, I'm watching the game last time. I'm watching Nebraska play, and I'm watching Dylan Raiola play quarterback for the Chiefs, looking exactly like Patrick Mahomes. But it got me thinking about his dad. And it got me thinking about, like, the battles that you had with the center for the Lions, Dominic Raiola, and somebody, an LSU Tiger that is beloved here, Stephen Peterman, playing guard right next to them. And I wanted to see, like, do you have any, like, specific stories of how nasty of a duo that Raiola and Peterman were? I'd never, just watching from the sideline, I knew you played them twice a year, but I had never seen a duo on offensive line. Now, offensive linemen are nasty people, but these guys were nasty and played dirty, like, within the whistle.
Yeah, you're right. They're next level. I tell you what, I grew to have so much respect for those guys. I loved how they played. Like, even like Raiola, one of my favorite things was walking down the tunnel in Detroit, and I have to find a way to break up Raiola and our old buddy Nick Barnett are getting each other's face, trying to get in a fight pregame while they're walking into the tunnel just to get to the field. But man, those guys, like, Raiola's never stopping. Like, every once in a while, I know he would just dive at, like, your legs, like, as the whistle is blowing or later, like, I always stood up and I was like, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Just don't take my ACL out. Like, if you want to keep telling me, come on my head, like, try to take my temple and knock me out cold because I can handle that, but I don't want you to take my ACL out. But playing those dudes twice a year, honestly, you have to, they always say you never stand around a pile. I knew that young, but I definitely reinforced it when I played against Detroit with those guys there. But also, like, you love those dudes. Even if they're trying to, like, end my career, like, I respected how they played because, like, man, it's always good to have those guys on your side. Like, when they're on your team, you love them. And luckily we had some of those dudes. Like, we had TJ City. We had all kind of players that loved to get nasty and weren't scared about it. So it's, it's old school throwback NFL type stuff.
Yeah, I remember the stories for those guys, man. They were definitely a next level of just let's see how far we can push these rules.
Oh,
yeah. Through the whistle.
Probably a little bit like y'all probably back at Ohio State, the 3 meatheads playing linebacker.
We played against his younger brother, Donovan, at Wisconsin for 2 years. And he's like the same version of Dom. Like, they're like the same dude. And so, yeah, it was brutal. And then, like, I was in Detroit with those two guys up there. And I'll tell you this, those are the guys that you much rather be on their team than not, because I'd watch them guys just cut AJ at the end of every play. And I'm like, Jesus, yeah. I know there's times your foot's going to stick in the ground and you're not going to be coming up for air.
Hey, all right, before we let y'all go, like, I could ask you about, prediction for Ohio State and Texas, but I would assume both of y'all favor the Buckeyes. I'm going to flip it on you a little bit since we're on here in Louisiana. Bob, you can go first. Your prediction on Clemson and LSU in Memorial Stadium. We're not calling it Death Valley. In Memorial Stadium there, coming up on Saturday night. How do you think it plays out?
Gosh, this is going to be a big one. It's going to be a really good one. And Hess, I've talked about my brother coaching and playing for BK at Cincinnati and Notre Dame. He's a heck of a coach. They need this win. He needs an opening day win against a good team. I think they get it done. I mean, it's going to be a hostile environment, but when you have a veteran quarterback, that makes it a little better. I think this might be a little more of a high-scoring affair, actually, different than the Ohio State-Texas game. I'm going to take LSU. Let's say like 31-24 in this one.
Yeah. We like that.
We got buttons.
Yeah, we got buttons and everything up here. All right, AJ, what you got?
Yeah, this is Brian Kelly needs this one. The good thing is either team, whatever happens, like, you're going to be okay, hopefully. You don't want to throw one early, and Brian Kelly needs a big win early. I think Nussmeier can swing that thing. So, yeah, I'd take LSU. I'd take LSU. I don't know if you asked for a score prediction or not. Give me LSU 28-21.
Yeah, we'll get another two. There we go.
That way to pander to the crowd.
All right,
Good job.
I love it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Hey, fellas, man, this is a lot of fun. We've been talking about trying to get this done for a long time, so we appreciate it. Hey, y'all enjoy the scenes there, Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, man. It's going to be incredible scenes. We're all going to be paying attention to it, so we appreciate you hopping on with us.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
Hit the weights, big dog.
Oh, come on.
You look
now.
good, Flynn.
It's,
you look great, Flynn.
The camera angle's not great, okay? Double chin. It's fine.
All right, boys.
Yeah.
All right, that was AJ Hawk and Bobby Carpenter. It's the camera.
It's the camera. It's the lighting, too. Can we get some, like yellow lights? Some warm lighting?
I think it's Bo's fault. I think he set us up for failure
No
here.
doubt. Look at this. I work out once a week.
And every day in studio.
I would do a lot of push-ups. I can't do it. I guess I could do it here.
Yeah.
But we get at least 150 push-ups in every day, every morning.
I wonder if Bob's watching and said hit the weights, though. How's that make you feel?
Hey, there's no way. Why would he be watching?
He's got meta glasses.
That's a good point. Watching with one eye. Yeah. Then the other eye's watching where he's going. Smart.
All right, man. Like I said, we've been trying to get that done.
That was a blast.
That was a lot of fun. We're gonna have that. Hopefully, we'll figure it out. And AJ's not gonna be driving. We were ready kind of to test it today, but AJ on the road there. But hopefully, we can have the quad box meatheads.
I don't know if I explained to AJ that we're doing this every week, but I'll have to explain that to him later.
I mean, if he's driving, what's it matter?
That's true.
I mean, you're gonna be listening to some funk music like Flynn on a Friday.
That's right.
Or you want to come join the quad box
AJ,
meatheads?
I'm sure you're not like busy on Friday. You don't have like a huge national show to do or anything. Give him a shout. I mean, give him a. Make sure to watch him. Watch him today on the Pat McAfee Show and every day on the Pat McAfee Show.
Hey, you know what? I've got one of those national shows at 2 o'clock every day as well. And am I here every morning?
Dang, humble brag.
Am I here every morning?
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
6:58 every single day.
AJ can do the same thing.
You're right. Absolutely.
All right.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you.
I mean, it is kind of one of your jobs. It's not his. It's doing this.
You don't think you got to do your boys' favors. But
I gotta tell
you're
you,
in the foxhole. You're in the foxhole.
I gotta tell you, they're lucky to get the invite for sure because that was fun. I had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. Bobby's going to be a total liability this weekend in Columbus.
Did anybody have on their bingo card that on Baton Rouge, Louisiana local sports radio that we'd have a weekly segment with just two meathead Ohio State linebackers?
Nope.
Nope.
We keep you guessing.
It's very random.
Keep you on your toes. Look, they both cover college football nationally.
Totally.
So, I mean, they can talk LSU. They can talk about whoever. And they got great stories, like Bob playing Hulk Hogan, trying to get the crowd ready to go.
Raising the roof like this.
I guarantee you he was playing Sam linebacker on the line, raising the roof.
No doubt.
Trying to get the people what they want and get them out of their
He
seats.
said most people's arms would fall off for as much as he pumped up the crowd.
All right. We are going to step away. We do have a New Orleans Saints head coach Kellen Moore in about 10 minutes from now. Stay locked in here. It is OTB on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com. That is the website for Pelican Roofing. And once you get to the website, remember, you can get that instant roof quote over there, top right corner of the website. Your home, your business. Type in your address. It's going to give you an outline of your roof and give you a great idea of what that is going to cost you. Also, financing options right there on the home page. You can click on that, get all that information to go. You can see the 5-star reviews from Google, from Yelp, from Facebook, the internet. It hates everything, but it loves Pelican Roofing. You will as well. Go to PelicanRoof.com.
That's right. Whether you need a roof repair, brand new roof, whether your roof might have been a little damaged in a storm, it doesn't matter. Give them a call. They got offices in Lafayette, offices in Baton Rouge, and they will have a project manager dedicated to your project and your project line. We know it's a big decision for you and your family, so check out their financing options right there on their website. That's PelicanRoof.com.
Well, all right, you squares, it's time you smoked. Fire up this funk and let's have a toke. It'll make you dance to some of everything.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Trying to catch up right now in the Bayou 4 chat. A lot going on right now.
A lot of action.
A lot of
People
action
excited
in there.
about the game. We're not really talking about the game in the chat, but people are excited. That's why they're chatting. There's a lot of energy. Like, we walked in here at Rouse's. We're right here at Rouse's. And right off Burbank, and I got here, like I said, about 6:30, and this place was staffed up. Staff was here getting all the deli, the cafe ready, getting the food. I was like, man, I thought I was going to be one of the first people here at the grocery store. No, they were completely staffed up, getting ready for the weekend, getting ready for a slew of people coming in and stocking up on groceries for the weekend, for their home parties, their tailgating, whatever it is. So if y'all need something this weekend, come by Rouse's, stop by. Come say hi to us, come wave at us. Say hi to us during the break, whatever it is. Get your groceries, get ready for the weekend. It's a good one.
I'm excited. I am fired up to be here. Like Football Fridays, we can say that. We're going to have a great lineup here on 104.5 ESPN all day long. And, yeah, come say what's up to us. We've had a couple of people already stop by, come hang out. We had some people, sit down, eat their breakfast while they listen to the show. So if you want to come hang out, we'll be here all the way to 10 o'clock, normal show time. So come hang out, come see us. Come get your tailgating packages. Just because you're not going to be in Clemson, South Carolina, doesn't mean you're not going to tailgate.
Yeah. I mean, you can go to any parking lot.
You can go to your driveway.
Go park. We talked about parking yesterday.
Yeah, you talked about parking yesterday.
Yeah, park. Go to your driveway outside. Hit the old tailgate down. Whatever it is. Or just go inside in the AC and do it.
Oh, beautiful weather yesterday. Scooncha Fall, some would say.
Scooncha Fall. So tell me about your game day schedule. So you travel with the team today. So do you have any shows tomorrow, like leading up to the game? Tell me, how's your schedule lay out tomorrow? What are you going to do? What kind of festivities you get into?
That's a great question. Typically, so I have to take off my afternoon show because I'll be in the air.
Sure.
So I don't do my Sirius XM show today. But now we get there, and I'm actually scheduled to have dinner tonight with one Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, you got a little dinner.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Man, I'm jealous.
He's going to be there doing his ACC show, and so going to link up with Jimbo. So excited about that. And typically, like on Saturday.
Go back to that. How many? What percentage of the word count do you think you'll get in during dinner?
Right.
And what percent do you think Jimbo will get in?
I would say 86-14 Jimbo.
Generous.
I get 14% in.
Generous. And if it doesn't matter if that's just y'all two or if there's 8 people, it's still going to be 86 Jimbo.
Yes.
And then the 14 will just kind of get split up between everybody else.
Because I think it's with the Eric McGlane, who played at Clemson. He's on the ACC show with Jimbo, good friend of mine as well. He comes on my show every single Monday. So, yeah, you're right, 86% Jimbo. However many people are there outside of Jimbo, 14%. So I am looking forward to catching up with Coach, and he's with me every Tuesday on Off Campus. He's a co-host with us, and so we started that this week and catch that every single week. But then on Saturdays, like typically we're at an SEC city that I know the lay of the land.
Sure.
Right? I kind of know where to go. I kind of know where, you can go sit down and have lunch and watch some games and, do whatever. A lot of times, like, we know people across the SEC too. So, like, if we go to Tennessee, like my guy Thrill is going to set us up, and we're going to go to the coach's locker room. We're going to watch football. Don't have that at Clemson.
Right.
Never been. Don't know where anything is. Don't know what's cool, what's not cool. Don't know what's good, what's not good. So I have no idea what Saturday is going to look like. Typically on the road, Gordy and I wake up and we go down and watch Premier League soccer around 6:30.
Oh, that's fun.
a.m.
Cool.
Depending on where we're at. So probably get that done. And then, I don't know, man. I have no idea. No plans.
Just go where the wind blows.
I'm going to try to figure it
So
out.
are you going to try to be a man of the people and walk around, check out the tailgating scene? I'm assuming you can only have 8 to 9 pops because you're doing your job during the game. So,
stay away from the pops.
Keep it light. Yeah, I know. That's tough to do. You got a job to do. It's a very important job during the game. You do a great job with it. But I'm sure it does take some mental fortitude to go into situations like that and not be able to enjoy a libation or two just as a socially just kind of get into the flow.
I had a couple of people that listen to Off Campus every day that are Clemson fans that I did get invited to 3 or 4 tailgates.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a trap. I don't know if that's a setup.
They're going to hold you.
Now, yeah, I don't know.
Take you prisoner for a little bit.
Or just tar and feather me,
Mm-hmm.
Just as soon as I get there, I don't know. They seem like good people, but I don't know. Now we're finding out they're snitches.
They are snitches. So they indeed need to get stitches tomorrow. It might start with Dabo running down that hill. Probably the last night he's going to sleep without crutches for a while.
Hey, what's going to be the better turnover chain? If Jerry Jones passes away and Alondra gets it the next day,
oh boy,
and we celebrate that, or if Dabo falls down the hill and tears his ACL and Flynn gets the turnover chain, and that's what we're celebrating.
I'd feel much better celebrating that for sure. I wouldn't feel great about either one.
Yeah, but if you're passing out this chain because of this bold prediction.
Yep. It's going to happen. The Dabo thing.
I don't know.
People are talking. So he better be getting treatment today. Getting some Hibamat.
Nobody knows what that is. Big dummy.
Oh, man. So
what about you? How are you taking? I know you are getting a little quick getaway, but are you going to be able to really hone in and watch the full slate of games, or is it like you got to do family stuff, and then once the LSU game comes, then that's when you kind of separate yourself?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a combination of both. We're going to do a little weekend. It's Labor Day, so the kids have off school on Monday. So, you have to take advantage. The kids are at this age where it's like they want to go stay at a hotel. They want to go do something, right? You take them. You try to give your kids experiences. So, just so happens that it falls onto week 1. It's fine. Totally fine. So we're going to go, and it's going to be tricky juggling the situation, certainly because I don't want to be in a place, a largely crowded area to watch the LSU game. Certainly, if that happens, I'll just go watch it in my room, I guess. But the rest of the day is going to be tricky because, of course, I want to be locked into game day at 8. I want to be locked into the Ohio State game. I don't need to be as locked in as – I can just watch that. I don't necessarily have to hear that one. I can just watch it. But, yeah, I got to hear every single word of the LSU game, certainly. So it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a little bit of a juggling act to, be Father of the Year and also watch every single second of every single game. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be impressive is what it's going to be. I'm going to be very excited to hear the tales of how that went. I did just get some very, very clutch information.
Okay.
Guess what they have in Clemson, South Carolina?
Crutches.
Walk-ons.
Okay.
I've got my spot.
Got your spot, all right.
I know the food.
Sweet.
I know the menu. I know the vibe. That's where I'm going. I'm going to go hang out there, post up, and watch all these games.
There you go.
I don't have anybody around me, so I can act foolish. I can yell at the TV.
Okay.
Now, not during the LSU game. Like, I literally can't do it during that. But the other games, I can yell at it.
You can laugh at people.
I can. So that's
It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be good. So I hope everybody listening out there. I hope y'all have a great day planned. I hope it's a blast. If you're not in Clemson, South Carolina, I hope you got a party. I hope you get to take in the game however you want to. So whatever you're gonna do, make sure you stop by Rouse's and stock up on the groceries, stock up on the Dos Equis.
All right, we will step away now, and when we come back, you'll hear from the head coach of your New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore, and we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to gcopnet.com, Gulf Coast Office Products. That is the website, and we're so proud to be partner with them and have the interactive whiteboard that after we watch this game, we're going to be able to break down some tape on that whiteboard, really get into the nitty-gritty of it, and that's just one of the many products that they have over at Gulf Coast Office Products. They've been doing this for over 45 years. Throughout the state of Louisiana, we tell you that Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette on the North Shore, they are going to be able to help you out. That's why LSU Athletics and so many businesses across the state trust Gulf South and count on Gulf Coast Office Products. So go to the website today, gcopnet.com. That is gcopnet.com.
Yeah, let them help you. Let them help your office run more efficient. They are Louisiana's leading copier and printer source. So give them a call. See how they can help you. They are truly a one-of-a-kind company with one-of-a-kind service. They care about each and every single, whether you are a 2-person office or a 2,000-person office. It doesn't matter. Go call them or go see them today, gcopnet.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Great. Coach of your New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore, joins the show. Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for hopping on with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. So I caught up with you during training camp there on NFL radio, and obviously a lot of different things going on during camp. But now that camp is over, you're getting ready for that first regular season game. How is like the entire transition of becoming the Saints head coach, going through a training camp, now getting ready for week one been for you and your family?
Yeah, it's been great. It's a long journey through the whole offseason process, going through training camp. I thought we did an awesome job. We had a couple weeks here in Metairie, which was really fun to be down here in Louisiana, be with the fans, all the interaction that came with that. And then we had a little California trip, which was really good. As you guys know, there's a point in training camp that's about bonding and connecting as a team. And I felt like our guys were able to do that out there, which was a ton of fun. And so, through these preseason games, we've had to make some tough decisions, get this roster set. I feel like we're in a great place. We're ready to roll.
Yeah, Coach, I know it's a huge transition for you stepping into a head coach role, and I know, and I wanted the opportunity for you to just kind of introduce yourself to Louisiana outside of the New Orleans, because I know since you've gotten to Louisiana, it's kind of as soon as the boot's on the ground, you are rolling. You got a lot of things to do, and I really kind of wanted to see, like, how's the transition been for you, your family? It can be kind of a culture shock getting down here in South Louisiana, but how do you feel like you've been received, and just the culture in general, and how has that move to New Orleans been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. Our journey, we spent 8 years in Dallas, had a ton of fun there between playing and coaching, and we were fortunate to be there for a while, which, in the NFL is sometimes a little bit unique, just going from the playing to coaching aspect. And then we did the Chargers for 1 year, and then we did Philadelphia. And so our kids had, moved a little bit the last couple of years. And they were so excited to come down here. I think one of the cool and unique experiences for us and for so many was, the Super Bowl is down here. And so our first really experience of New Orleans and Louisiana was the Super Bowl. And so, the show that they put on was awesome. It was such a fun week. And obviously we were able to win the game, which was, the cherry on top. And so, really quickly after that, we got our kids down here, and they just had a ton of fun. I think what I've really enjoyed about this is how connected this state, this community is. It's great people. It's great experience. And it's much more of a small town college connected vibe than maybe some of the big metros that the NFL has. So it's been awesome.
Coach, before we move on to this year's roster and getting ready for the season, I know you're going to be getting ready tonight for the Cardinals, obviously in week number 1, but the Boise State Broncos got a game coming up here in a couple of hours. I mean, how are we taking in that game? Are we going to have it like on a side TV? Maybe we eye hustle every once in a while between getting ready for the Cardinals?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. We turn into college football fans very quickly still in our house. And so we got Broncos. My wife went to BYU. We got Garrett Nussmeier at LSU. My brother coaches at Missouri. He's the offense coordinator there. And so we got a lot of screens on Saturday, certainly throughout the fall.
I think people kind of tend to forget because now Saints fans here in Louisiana, we think of you as Coach Kellen Moore, but we forget the recent past of, finishing 4th in the Heisman voting list in 2010. You were quite the stud yourself. And I know I played with a couple of Boise State proud alumni. I played with Darren College, Corey Hall. Oh, yeah. Some of my best friends, Corey Hall, up there, and he used to wax poetically about Mr. Kellen Moore. So I know we're excited over here. And we're going to be cheering on Boise State as well.
Absolutely. No, I love it. It's a fun place. I was unique. It's a unique atmosphere to be able to play there for 4 years. It's a really cool place. And, I had great memories there.
All right, Coach, one of the things that I want to start off asking you about is everywhere that you've been, and you listed it off, in Dallas, in Philadelphia, in Los Angeles, the quarterbacks that you've worked with, and Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts, and they all had success, but they're all different quarterbacks. Like all three of those quarterbacks have a different skill set, but y'all were successful together. So you've chosen Spencer Rattler to be your starting quarterback, but I want to go kind of before that. When you're creating your quarterback for your offense, is it hey, we got a blank space here, I'm going to see what the talent looks like around this quarterback. We'll make a decision off of that. Or is there maybe like a checklist that you kind of go over and you try to implement your checklist with those quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good question. I think there's the answer, which is in between as far as, certainly there's things that you have that are your core values you believe in as far as the quarterback position. It's a leadership position. It's a toughness position, both mentally and physically. I think at the end of the day, you got to be able to make really good decisions with the football, and you got to be an accurate quarterback. Now, from there's a lot of different tools and things that you can utilize to be really successful in this league. And whether it's, arm talent, whether it's, ability to play out in space, whether the scramble drill is a big component of yours, whether your ability to run the quarterback like Jalen was able to last year. And so, we certainly have a foundation that we believe in as an offense, but you got to have the flexibility be able to play different styles based off these quarterbacks. And so we're really excited about Spencer. He's been a really consistent player throughout this whole offseason. I think that's the thing that showed up. You saw the highlights last year as far as, he'd make some big time plays, he'd make some stuff, and the consistency as a rookie, just, he's growing in that aspect. And so this offseason, we've seen the consistency show up each and every day. And he's an aggressive, confident football player. And that's, you don't want to ever lose that. But I think as he's grown, his decision-making has increased this offseason. He's made really good decisions in football. And so he's put the offense in really, really, really good position. And so it's fun to build these systems around these quarterbacks. I think that's the ultimate thing. I really don't care if we throw it 50 times, run it 50 times, whatever we need to do to win, we'll utilize something in between those.
Coach, when you look back at your playing days and your coaching stint from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator with a couple of different head coaches, like when you were deciding what kind of offense does Kellen Moore want to install, what is my base core offense? Which one of your offensive coaches that you worked under had the biggest influence on kind of who you are today as an offensive coach?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think, philosophically, I think it really goes back to Boise State, just our approach and, the style in which we played with. We're really creative, really innovative. We certainly were very multiple in what we did. I think, a lot of the mindset is how to stress the defense in as many different ways as possible while keeping it simple and confident for us. There's a lot of different ways of running the same plays. That's always our goal as we go through a season. And then as I've been able to go through our journey, just like, a lot of us who've been able to be fortunate to be in the NFL, you get to add pieces from all these awesome coaches that you either played under or coached with. And so, in Detroit with Scott Linehan, then Joe Lombardi came in as the offense coordinator. You learn, two different systems. They're awesome. Scott's back with me here. And so I've been very fortunate for that. In Dallas, you get Jason Garrett, which kind of from the Norv Turner, kind of the digit system and more of a vertical passing game. And then it was a cool transition because then to team up with Mike McCarthy, and he comes from a West Coast approach, and you're able to kind of implement some of those pieces. And certainly when we went to Philadelphia, that was probably a little bit of a style or a system that I hadn't been as exposed to as much, just with all the QB run game and kind of the RPO, RPR type world. And so it's really fun just to kind of, grab all those different pieces and keep it as clean as you can for the players. You can't, be a master of everything, but how can we utilize a few of these different tools to stress the defense?
Kellen, you have no idea.
We could nerd out for
how
a long time.
how happy you're about to make.
Yeah, we can keep going. We can go back to some old playbooks from.
There's no doubt. Hey, you know what you're about to do this for me, okay? And I hope you have an answer. I hope you answer this question because Flynn and I have been going back and forth for a decade. I played for Norv Turner most of my career in the number system. I loved it. It told everybody what to do. You could go really fast, and I used to love, even with Phillip Rivers, country accent, we still understood exactly what was going on there. All right, so Flynn played for Mike McCarthy most of his career. He's a concept guy. He's not a numbers guy. You know both. Which one do you like?
Uh-oh, my God.
So here's my honest explanation. I love calling plays in more of a West Coast approach. But I love talking football in the digit system.
Okay.
All right. Little Switzerland there. That's
At the end of the day, on the field, I don't like long play calls. I just like, hey, this word means the X, Y, and Z. Let's just all understand that, and we're all good to go. We can be big picture viewers. But it's so funny, even today, because a lot of the coaches I've worked with at different places, still you're sitting in the meeting room, you're watching film, and you're talking about, hey, let's run a 7 route over there. Hey, let's run a 4 over there.
Right.
You're still using them to kind of describe maybe routes and different specific things. And so it's kind of funny. It's hanging on by a thread in our league. There's really not much of the digit system left, if any. But, some of us that are old enough that have gone through it, I think it's still a way of talking.
Yeah, that's a very nice way of saying, because my position, the fullback position, is already extinct. It's a nice way to say I'm getting really old, Kellen, so I appreciate it.
Well, the fullback got tagged all the time, so you didn't even have to.
I loved it.
Get tagged.
Hey, F angle, FM, F cross. Like, let's set it all up. No doubt.
Hand feed
you really like that system. I see why now.
All right, guys. Let's circle back to the Saints and getting ready for Week 1. So you start the season. I want to know, going into the season, what do you think for Coach Kellen Moore? What is going to be the grading metric that you're going to use to what a successful season is going to be for the Saints?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways of doing that. I think when you focus on the process and let the results take care of themselves, you really hammer in, our play style. Are we playing the right way that we want to play? Is it following our identity? Are we clean in all 3 phases? And really, are we situational masters? I think so much of this league comes down to situational football. There's so much ebbs and flows through a game, and then there's just these critical moments, and we spend so much time invested on those. And, that's ultimately the thing. Put yourself in a really good position to be successful, win these games, and then when you get those chances, we got to be able to convert. And so, ultimately, we want to go to the playoffs. We want to go win the Super Bowl. And certainly, that's our goal. That's always our goal. The NFC South is attainable for us, and we're really, really excited to go get after it. And it's a long journey in this NFL season. We know there's highs and lows throughout the season. I think that's part of what these guys have to understand is that you're going to go through some really high moments, and then you're going to go through a couple moments where you got to fight through a couple down games, and you just got to keep fighting through it, keep navigating it. All these great teams in this league do. Last year we were in Philly. We started off 2-2. Only lost 1 after that the rest of the year. And there's other years where, hey, maybe you started really fast and we kind of, it didn't finish the way we wanted. And so you gotta understand how these NFL seasons go, and you just got to keep moving forward.
Coach, I do want to ask you about the receiver room right now, because I like the additions that you've made there. You go out, you're aggressive, and you make a trade, and you have a waiver claim as well for a player that we all know here from his LSU days in Trey Palmer. So you've been aggressive adding to the roster. 1, what does that room kind of look like to you now? And 2, what's that process to make sure that the pieces that you've added can kind of get up to speed and help you as soon as possible?
It's been a really cool example of what player acquisition looks like when you take it over the course of an entire year. I mean, Mickey and his crew have done an awesome job of just continuing to add different tools into that group. And so certainly feel like we got some really premier players. We got CO, we got Sheed. To bring Cooks back has been awesome. His leadership and his experience, and he can still run past people. And so he's got great value there. But then to be able to make some moves that provide us with a ton of depth. We know the NFL season's a long season. You got to be able to navigate some things. You got to be able to play different matchups, and maybe a guy's down for a week or two. And so to get Vele from Denver, which was awesome. His size, his high football IQ, his contested catch showed up. Trey, he's just been like on the tip of the iceberg in Tampa, ready to like take off. It just feels like, he's made a bunch of really good plays down there. Obviously familiarity with the area, which has been awesome. And then to still have Cedric Wilson, to still have Kevin Austin on practice squad, who we're going to call up on these guys. They're going to play, meaningful snaps for us this year.
Off the bench.
All right, very excited to have that sound for you. Kellen Moore, New Orleans Saints head coach. He had a couple more answers we'll try to get to throughout the show, so we do appreciate his time. We want you to go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website to go to, and it's not only in emergencies. We tell you that all the time. It's in the greater Baton Rouge area. If you've got something going on, they can help you in the remodel game. If you're looking to do it at your home, at your business, they are there for you. Now, that 24/7, 365 weekend holiday number is 225-925-8552. Again, 225-925-8552.
Yeah, that is Central Plumbing. And look, it's week one. We got college football, a whole slate of amazing games tomorrow. Everybody in Louisiana is going to be locked in. But guess what? If you have a plumbing emergency, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, 24/7 emergency services. If something goes wrong tomorrow, they will be there. Central Plumbing, whether it's residential, commercial, whatever it is, they are the plumbing experts. Let them help you out. Centralplumbing.org.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, well, apologize. We'll be back 9 o'clock.
Off the bench.
Again, you got the Saints head coach, like you're going to go a little bit longer, and you got to play it, and you got to do it. I know it's not ideal, so I do apologize for that. We'll get back on track at 9 a.m. We got to give you the top two teams in our countdown. We'll do that. Don't you worry. That will be there for you. Go to K2ZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com. That is K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Been doing it since 2004. If you go to the website, top right corner of the website, in Baton Rouge, in Lafayette, on the North Shore, they've got all the contact information there for you, K2ZBlinds.com.
K2Z Interiors Outdoor Living. Go to their brand new website, see what they can do for your home, how they can make it more energy efficient, and how they can make it more beautiful. K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. That is K2ZBlinds.com.